everybody, and we're going to talk about updates for the week. And let me just write one thing down here. Okay, so Family Chantel is back. I'm so not looking towards that. Stacy and Darcy, not looking forward to that, but Stacy was actually married, I guess, last week. So let's look down through some of the news and some info that we can talk about here. All right, so Tim, now Lurch over here, or Beetlejuice, or whatever you want to call him, was trying to go somewhere to get a job, so he was going to get on the back of a motorcycle and Medellin. And he decided not to. Now everybody's like, oh God, he's putting that helmet on. Oh God, that's unsafe. I've been on the back of a lot of motorcycles. They're not unsafe. Here's the deal. In Medellin, it is illegal, against the law for two men to be on a motorcycle together. This came from the Pablo Escobar days when they would have assassins on the back of motorcycles. So they made a law saying no two men can be on the motorcycle at the same time. That is the reason why Tim decided not to. Not because he thought he was going to get lice or anything, but he just wasn't going to. All right. Nicole is nothing but clickbait and pictures of May. Isn't that, she's not even showing any pictures of her and Azan. And she had an article saying I was scared to leave. Maybe if I went over to Marrakesh, I could wind up not getting on the flight. And so I was scared, so I decided I was going to stay there. Right, Nicole? And then she said Azan is not married and she has proof. This is one of her clickbaits. And the clickbait was she filed for the K1 and Azan stated he wasn't married. I'm not saying he's married or he's not married. That's not evidence. What evidence is saying, yeah, I know he's not married. And here's the evidence. There's no proof in the city records that he's married. That would be proof. Now, Nicole, I don't understand. She did say one thing. She said the cameras were not rolling. So I do not know if that's an underlying message saying that they are not recording again and they're not coming back. But that was one of the things she said. And let's see, there's another one. Oh yeah, with the marriage thing. She either knows why his visa was denied or she doesn't. Now, I know in the past when I was in the military, something like 40,000 women a year or 20,000 women a year in the Philippines were getting married to U.S. service members. And you would file the K1, winds up that, or a K3 at the time, maybe either married or in Fiance. But a lot of women at the time in the Philippines, you could not get divorced. So a lot of women would try to see if they could bypass that by not saying they're married. And then it would come back that they were married. And so the K1 was denied. Azan could have done the same thing. But Nicole says, just because I applied for the K1 means he wasn't married. Oh God, that's annoying. So Devon is reportedly back in the United States and is dating a Korean actor in LA. That's the rumor there. Andreii still hasn't told his family why he moved to Ireland. And her family's over there complaining about peasant food. Oh my God. They really like the drama and everything. You know, I'd be embarrassed to actually go on a show and act like that. Seriously. And so it winds up that her sister was talking about she couldn't eat this food. And his father's like, oh, this peasant food. But they had grapes there. They had other stuff. Now, a lot of times there's food that it's not bad food. It can't be peasant food, but it's not bad food. It's just something you're not accustomed to. So you got to get over it, and you got to kind of like look at it saying, yeah, this is maybe what I'm trying to eat. Now, they had grapes and fruit. When I went to Portugal, it was either bread or some cuts of meat that I never even heard of. But I know I had a breakfast buffet. I ate a breakfast buffet at a restaurant, a hotel, and it wound up the milk was warm. They had slices of ham that wasn't cooked, so you could take it, maybe like deli ham. They had cereal and no scrambled eggs, nothing else but 25 varieties of bread. So I'm like, it wasn't what I was expecting, but I didn't complain. I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but I didn't complain about it. You got to get over. When I was in Portugal, in order to save money, I wound up going to the grocery store, and they had barbecue chicken, a whole barbecue chicken. So I bought that, I bought some fruit, and that's what I ate for 3 days, just those two. So if you don't like it, don't complain, just eat it. It's not going to be forever. All right, so Asuela's sister. Now, last time I told you that they didn't care about the Filipina that said her family didn't care about the money. I mean, the kids didn't care about her kids. They just wanted the money. And the mother on Asuela said the exact same thing. I don't care about the kids. I want my money. And then Asuela's sister, Tammy, was threatened to kick Kalani's ass because she wouldn't get a second job so she could give them money. I mean, seriously, this is the mentality of someone who thinks they're entitled to someone else's money. And unfortunately, it's the mentality or culture, it's got into the culture of Samoa and into the culture of the Philippines. The Philippines is changing now because the younger generation's having less children, and they don't want their children to be burdened like they were burdened with their parents. So I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm just saying there's some people like that. I know, like I said before, there are people that would sit there, the first time you meet them would say, how much money are you going to send my daughter? Because if you don't send enough money, you're not getting married. Right there is going to be a big problem to start with. Because if they're starting problems now, it's going to get worse later. So I think that's it for right now. I'll try to see if I can get some other stuff up now. All right, take it easy. Peace out. I can see Chuck now. Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon? And then maybe he can put like a little crystal glass, and he could be like, take his crystal glass and go, waiter. He probably needs the people to wear white gloves when they bring the food to him, you know, proper, you know. And he get these little Ritz crackers, because you know everything tastes better when it sits on a Ritz. See that now, like, Mrs. Andreii's mother, there are snails on my plate. You get that back out of here, this peasant food, you know. Give me those cheese sandwiches that I asked for earlier, and you talked me out of